The person who cried when I announced my pregnancy wasn't my mom. It was my sister-in-law. For years, I actually had a really good relationship with my husband's family, especially my mill. But everything changed the moment I got pregnant. My sil had been trying to have a baby for years and had already suffered a miscarriage before. So I knew my pregnancy announcement would be painful for her. Honestly, I understood her pain more than most people because I had also lost a baby the year before. That's why I tried so hard to include her in everything during my pregnancy. Baby shopping, conversations, planning. I never wanted her to feel excluded. I knew how deep that wound could be. But things didn't go the way I expected. The day my husband and I announced the pregnancy to his family, the room went silent. Then my sil burst into tears. Everyone gets pregnant except me. Just like that, the entire mood changed. Nobody congratulated us. Nobody celebrated. Everyone rushed to comfort her while I sat there feeling invisible during my own pregnancy. Announcement, I was hurt. But I still didn't blame her. The real breaking point came a few weeks later. We were at my mill's house for Father's Day dinner. I hugged my husband and said, "Happy Father's Day." Immediately my sil snapped. He's not a father. Today isn't about him. I swear the entire room went cold. Because to me, she wasn't just dismissing my husband, she was erasing the baby we had already lost together. And arguments started, emotions exploded, and we eventually left. But the drama didn't stop there. A few months later, we had our gender reveal party. If the baby was a girl, I wanted to give her the name of my Phil's mother, who passed away very young. That name meant a lot to me personally. I had loved it long before marriage, long before pregnancy. The moment my sil heard about it, another fight started. She said she wanted to use the name someday if she ever had a daughter. Then she told me I shouldn't use it because it was their family name. I calmly told her, "That's my family to now, and this is my husband's child too. Our baby was a girl. We used the name." And honestly, I think that's when everything completely fell apart. 3 days after my daughter was born, my sil came to visit us. She was wearing such an overpowering sweet perfume that hours later, I could still smell it on my newborn baby's skin. Imagine holding your 3-day-old baby and smelling someone else's perfume instead of your own child. That same day, my husband left briefly to handle paperwork for the baby. My sil insisted on staying with me to help, even though I never asked for help and honestly didn't need it. Hours later, I asked if she had anywhere she needed to be because she was staying so long. I even told her she could leave if she wanted since I'd be completely fine waiting alone until my husband got back. To my face, she said everything was fine and stayed until he returned. Later, she told the entire family that I had kicked her out of my house. That caused massive drama while I was freshly postpartum, exhausted, hormonal, sleep-deprived, and barely functioning. And that was the moment something in me snapped. I decided I didn't want anything connected to her around my daughter. Not her drama, not her manipulation, not even her kindness. Ever since then, every single gift she buys for my daughter quietly gets donated ... And honestly, I don't feel guilty about it at all. Ida?
What stands out most in this story is that the conflict was never really about the gifts. At its core, this situation revolves around unresolved grief, jealousy, invisible competition, and broken boundaries. Every person involved is carrying emotional weight, and over time, those emotions started colliding with each other. Looking at the sister-in-law psychologically, there are clear signs of unresolved grief and chronic feelings of failure. Struggling to conceive for years while also experiencing the loss of a baby can create a deep sense of injustice in someone's mind. Watching people around her become pregnant may have become an emotional trigger over time. Because of that, your pregnancy likely stopped feeling like family happiness to her and instead became a painful reminder of what she felt she couldn't have. But there is an important difference between suffering and causing harm. At first, some of her reactions were understandable emotionally. However, over time, her behavior seems to shift from grief into passive-aggressive control and emotional manipulation, especially turning your pregnancy announcement into a moment centered around her pain, dismissing your husband as a father, trying to claim ownership over the baby name through family rights, twisting the postpartum conversation to make you look cruel to the rest of the family, all suggest someone trying to regain emotional control through victimhood and social pressure after feeling powerless for a long time. Psychologically, this can also resemble something called trauma competition that happens when a person unconsciously begins thinking, "I've suffered more, so the emotional space should belong to me." From that perspective, your happiness may have unintentionally felt threatening to her. On your side, what stands out most is how much empathy you showed for a very long time. Even while carrying your own grief from a previous loss, you continued trying to protect her feelings and include her in your experience. That often happens with people who fear conflict or who naturally prioritize keeping peace within relationships. But in emotionally unhealthy dynamics, constant understanding can sometimes allow boundary violations to grow unnoticed. The real emotional breaking point appears to have happened during your postpartum period. Psychologically, that makes complete sense. Postpartum recovery is already an extremely vulnerable state. Physically exhausted, hormonally overwhelmed, sleep-deprived, emotionally sensitive, and adjusting to motherhood all at once. Being pulled into family drama and manipulation during that time can easily create a strong sense of emotional threat and distrust. That's why donating the gifts probably isn't truly about the gifts themselves. On a deeper psychological level, it seems connected to a feeling of "I need to protect my daughter from this energy." However, there is also an important emotional risk here. Unresolved anger can quietly exhaust a person over time. Right now, donating the gifts may give you a sense of control and emotional distance. But if the anger underneath never heals, your still could continue taking up emotional space in your mind long after the actual conflict ends. The healthiest long-term solution in situations like this is not necessarily forgiveness, but strong emotional boundaries. Refusing to tolerate disrespect. Avoiding endless self-defense against distorted narratives. Protecting your child without sacrificing your own peace of mind. Because sometimes the most exhausting part of trauma is not the event itself. It's continuing to relive it emotionally long after it happened.